Hey guys, I am at Oklahoma's Gaming Frenzy in Tulsa, and this is an awesome show. I've already looked around. It's just now opening to the general public. I'm going to focus on the coolest items here, the rare games, the stuff you just don't see every day, and any other pop culture items I can find that are just incredibly cool and out of this world. And I'll get prices on these, as I can see them. Anyway, guys, let's go in and check it out. Guys, this is actually a pretty big show, and there is a museum, like a traveling museum exhibit at the front, so I will show that to you guys last, plus an incredible pickup that I made. Steve Wright's over here making deals, trying to get something for nothing.
I know, right? Always something for nothing.
That's right, that's the way to do it, and there's a virtual boy hiding right here.
Don't, because people believe it, man.
Well, Steve Wright, he's making deals, and the vendors will be happy, Steve will be happy, win-win for everybody. Right, Steve?
Let's hope so.
Yeah. I feel obligated to show you guys this row of Odyssey 2 games, including one of my favorites, Pickaxe Pete, because you just rarely see anything from the Odyssey 2. And check it out, the Quest for the Rings. There's a lot of parts in there, sort of a board game / video game. Extremely cool to see these out here. And also, obviously, a big fan of KC Munchkin. I'm at Yesterday's Collectibles here at the show, and they have a Battle of the Planets metal lunchbox. Extremely cool. Among the boxed NES and Super NES games here at Yesterday's Collectibles, they've got a copy of Space Ace. $43, not bad. That would look amazing on my shelf. I love the old games that come in a bigger box. Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego comes with the New American Desk Encyclopedia included, so it is in the box.
Yeah, full encyclopedia.
That's excellent. And Wardner for the Genesis. That's a tough one you don't see every day for sure. Check out this little Spectra TV running Pac-Man. How cool is that? Got some really nice boxed NES and Super NES games, including UN Squadron for $150. People are finally realizing what a great scrolling shooter this is. It kind of looks like a flight simulator on the box, and this game has been undervalued for a very long time, but it's actually a shmup, and it's $150. Guys, I see this going nowhere but up. I think this is going to be even more expensive on down the line. Definitely one of the harder to find NES iterations these days in the box. This one comes with Rob, a couple of games, and the Zapper, and they've got the black box titles for sale there as well. Freaking awesome. And I love the orange design on this Japanese GameCube with the game player. That's awesome. It lets you play GBA games on there. And then the Pikachu N64, definitely one of my favorite of the many iterations of the console. Spotted another boxed NES set here. This one, the Power set with Duck Hunt, Super Mario Brothers, and World Class Track Meet. And the Power Pad in here has never been used. And I used to love playing on the Power Pad. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I would actually play it correctly, where you jog on it. I did not cheat and use my hands unless it was a game that called for that. And then you got the gold boxed 2 Zelda games for the NES there. Awesome. Knots into Dreams. Really fascinating platformer of sorts. It's not even really a platformer. You guys that have played it know what I mean. This is the boxed version with the 3D controller, as they call it. And I remember getting mine for $25 back in the day at the Screw Attack store. Now this is a $200 CIB game. Spotting some cool stuff here at Rare Repair to Play. Some boxed consoles there, and even Atari 5200 back there hiding under the chair. Or by the chair. Sega Pico. Let me know in the comments if you've ever played that before. Some hard to find RCA video discs at this booth, including for Friday the 13th movies and Teen Wolf back here and The Exorcist. Yeah, definitely some horror films you don't see in this format very often. Carrie and Daryl. That's gaming related. Let me know in the comments if you've ever seen Daryl. And then Michael Jackson's Thriller. Some of the few import titles I've seen at this show, including Frontline for the Famicom. Pretty cool. Super Mario World. And check this out, guys. They've even got some CDI games. Bargain price for just $5. And a TI 99 with hookups and even some manuals. Sweet. Definitely like playing some Munchman on that console, and there's a really cool version of Demon Attack. And then a 7800 Pro system for sale there. That system has definitely gotten more popular in recent years. Atari console and the computer game organizer. Maybe Vader someday later. Looks like got some pretty great games in here. A couple of obscurities like Towering Inferno. 2 copies of Towering Inferno, in case one wasn't enough. Target Fun, one of the Sears releases, Telegames. 2 of the most desirable games for the Sega CD, Potful Mail and Lunar Eternal Blue. Extremely rare. And I remember seeing these kind of games back at a movie trading company, like $3.99 back in the day, but boy, times have changed. That was the early 2000s when they were basically giving the stuff away. Hey look, it's Amanda Bynes, just because. As promised, we're at the Gaming Museum put on by Retro Game Hunter. It's a traveling exhibit, and again, we're in Tulsa today at the Oklahoma Gaming Frenzy. And we've got a Power Glove. You guys have probably seen that before, but not in a case. Now, it's unknown if this case was available at retail, but it does have the branding there. Incredibly cool, incredibly rare. And yeah, it's just very hard to find any information on this case. If you guys in the comments, let me know if you've ever heard of this case or know if it was a retail item. So we've got some NFR carts here, not for resale. These were demonstrations in SNES kiosks in stores, and they do have their not for resale stripe there that obviously makes them, in most cases, more valuable than the standard cartridge. And then we've got some NES test carts, and this NES cart was possibly, or controller was possibly used at a service center, but the origin is unknown. It's got the shorter controller there, and which could possibly mean it was used at a service center. Anyway, incredibly rare. Bubble Bobble Part 2 is a rare enough game by itself, but as you can imagine, the demo card is even more valuable. And the Singer Game Boy Color, Game Boy Color sewing machine, very rare. I know Leonard Herman has one of these that he's very proud of, but yeah, that's an oddball item for sure. And I was just reading about a sewing machine museum, and I wonder if they have this in their collection. I would be fascinated to find out. Now, with this Spider-Man Venom Maximum cartridge, you really don't know which version you have unless you open it up or weigh it. And there's the Super Nintendo version. Comes with the exclusive pins and a nice hardcover book. Maximum card, yeah, it's sold on QVC. Then you got Final Fight Guy, which is a pretty rare game in that series. And then you got Sculptor's Cut, the Blockbuster exclusive, extremely rare. A CIB version like this is very difficult to find, although I just found one. So pretty awesome there. And then the Super Power Supplies catalog. Star Fox Super Weekend cart, similar to the old Nintendo Championships, but with the Super Nintendo era. Freaking awesome. They even got the Star Wing version. That's incredibly cool. And then the Donkey Kong Competition cartridge. Again, these are very rare tournament edition cartridges, not available to the general public. And even the jacket, that is sharp. PlayStation debugging unit, and Final Fantasy VII misprint set. Cool. And a PlayStation 2 test unit. Manhattan Project Prototype. One of the few known playable prototype copies of the canceled PlayStation game Manhattan Project. That's cool. Again, it's the Gaming Museum put on by Retro Game Hunter. And as promised, my pickup, I got this incredible telegame system, Atari 2600. It's the Sears version of the Atari 2600. It's incredibly cool. The box for this is very rare, much harder to find than the Atari branded version. And when you went into Sears and you bought a 2600, this is what you were getting. It's starting to fall out there, but this was a great score. Really happy to get this today. Traded a book for it, which is awesome. And the vendor that traded with was very happy with the book, so hey, win-win. I got one other item I want to show you guys. I've been telling my son that we need to watch Ben-Hur and 10 Commandments together, so I got the Blu-ray. Awesome, it's got special features. $5, factory sealed. Killer score here at Oklahoma's Gaming Frenzy. Guys, let me know if you've ever been to any of the shows in Oklahoma, Oklahoma Video Game Expo, Super BitCon, Oklahoma's Gaming Frenzy. Name your game. I'm so glad there's another convention here in Oklahoma. It's the first time I've done this show. It's an awesome gig. Love the show. It's been a lot of fun so far. Killer score with the Atari. All right, guys. We'll talk to you in another video. Thanks for watching.